Zenfone Max Pro 1 was released in April as a direct competitor to Redmi Note 5 Pro, which is one of the most sold devices of this year. Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2, the sequel of the phone Pro M1, is going to release today. So, let us see how this has aged in these months. So that should you consider this device when the newest Pro M2 is released? We will see in this review. Should you consider it? So when you talk about design, it is a very generic design with a metallic back and everything. It's very generic. There is nothing new. It's looked like any other phone in the price range except for the Honor devices which focus on design. There is fingerprint sensor, there is face unlock, and every other minor things that you need on this device. There is 3.5 headphone jack, a single speaker, a micro USB cable. This is all things that is available in this price range. The only thing extra is that you get this extra accessory called this extra speaker for better sound. Then we talk about display is average at best. It is 5.99 inch display with a full HD plus resolution and 18:9. There is no notch in the display. It goes up to 450 in its brightness, at least that's what Asus says. But frankly speaking, I am not a fan of this display. Compared to Redmi Note 5 Pro, it does not have even a chance because sunlight legitimacy is very questionable and the autobrightness sensor does not work properly. Even when you fully put the brightness into the peak, it still is very average performer at the sunlight. So when you talk about the UI and performance, see it has a Snapdragon 636 processor, which is a decent processor for the price. It uses and also Redmi Note 5 Pro and all. It games okayish. So let's just see what it has comes with. It has Android 8.1 and October 1 security patch, which is very disappointing. This has a pure Android or stock Android, almost stock Android OS. So I expect a much more faster updates with Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1, unlike compared to Redmi Note 5 Pro. But here it does not seem it is the happening that way. So it works fluidly. It is fine for the time being, but it is not getting fast updates like any other stock Android phones. So that's a concern for me. So in this phone there is 5000 mAh battery, which is one of the biggest selling point of this phone. Frank, speaking of 5000 mAh battery, it gives a great battery life, but still my comparison is straight going to Redmi Note 5 Pro, which I have been using for a while. I have to say, if you compare it with the 4000 mAh Redmi Note 5 Pro, I don't see there's a huge difference between Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 and Redmi Note 5. Probably because of the MIUI optimization for battery, Redmi Note 5 Pro performs as good as this 5000 mAh battery. Somehow the charging speed is faster in Asus Zenfone Max, which is surprising because I don't see the charger supporting quick charging. And the charging speed also is very similar to Redmi Note 5 Pro, which has smaller battery than Asus Zenfone. So see, after a few minutes, it will show the charging it is rapidly. So I say that is an advantage for Asus Zenfone Max. So about the camera, it has a dual camera on the back. There is 13 MP f2.2 main camera, 5 MP secondary camera, and there is a 8 MP front camera with f2.2 aperture. Frankly speaking, the camera is not really good. In daylight, it takes decent pictures with decent details and everything, but thing is that it is not really good. Low light, you cannot even properly use this phone. It is a wastage to click photos and time waster. So I have to say it is not really good. And about the camera app, is also one of the worst camera app I have used because it looks really plain and it looks unfinished camera app. I think it's just straight out Snapdragon camera app. So I think Asus has a very good camera app with them, and I don't understand why they have to put this crappy camera app with this. And I am using a Google camera with this phone. I have a link, a video done for this. You can watch it in my channel itself. How to enable camera to API and install Google camera in the Asus Zenfone Max. If you want better performance from this camera, you have to install Google camera app. That's very simple and plain. It has 4K video recording and also has E stabilization for 1080p and all. But through this stabilization is really poor. Autofocusing is poor. I frankly don't have too much good things to say. Maybe the portrait works okay on the selfie side and also rear camera. Let's see the samples here. See, it's okay. I say dynamic range is pretty average and all colors are okay. I say I think Redmi Note 5 Pro captures better photos again. Then the macro shots are okay, it focuses decently when you are shooting the pictures. And about the HDR, you have to go on and turn on from inside the camera, which is very difficult. See, the HDR works pretty good, but as I said, HDR is like a option that's hidden just like in Honor, which is not something I really like. Rear camera portrait works fine. This is the one of the rear camera portraits I took. And low light, as I said, is really poor. It is really soft. It does not properly focus. It looks out of focus more many of the times if you don't click and focus. It's pretty bad. Lot of noise. Really pure camera. Low light or even night photography is strictly not usable in this camera. So selfies are okay. I mean details are okay for an 8 MB, but the colors look really poor. It looks dead. Portrait selfie also is decent, just like the rear camera. Now you can see the video samples. This is the front rear camera sample of Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. You can see how jumpy the EAS actually here works. I think it's really poor. Focusing, see, it hunts for focus when you are doing this, and the EAS just is too jumpy. Hi, this is a front camera sample of Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. If you ask me, I think the front camera video looks much better than the rear camera video. That is a really surprising element. So that is that. If you going to see a low light sample, it's really poor. Hi, this is the low light sample of the rear camera of Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. I mean, it's not worth it to even use this camera at night. This is the low light front camera sample of Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. So to conclude, at the price of 10,000 right now with offers in Flipkart, it is a decent offering. But as I said, it is not the best phone available at this price even right now. So let us see how the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 is priced, and we will see it is good for the right now. And I will see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.